Who are we? We are the ones who step up for each other. I've got your back. You've got mine. Kindness, humility, empathy. It's not just talk. It's who we are. It's who we always have been. And no one can take that from us. The movement to bring it back, it started here. And here. And here. In school gymnasiums, community centers, the living room down the block. You'll be where? Okay, we'll be there. Who are we? We're the movement that will beat Donald Trump. Welcome. We're going to have to sweat for it. We're going to have to sacrifice and fight. We're going to have to lead. Everyone is going to have to lead with kindness, humility, empathy, and not just talk, but action. Action today, action tomorrow. Action until we win. And we will win if we do this together. It's who we are. It's who we always have been. Now let's show them.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Biden Brunch. My name is Courtney, and I'm the digital organizing director here on the campaign. And I am here again with Isha.
Hey guys, I'm Isha. I'm sure you guys are super familiar with me by now, but for those of you who don't know me, I am the very happy co-host here with the lovely Courtney, and I'm the regional digital director on the campaign.
Isha, I'm exhausted. It's been such a busy week.
It's been a great week, but I agree. I think after this brunch, I might take a quick nap if I can sneak that in.
Yeah, absolutely. And then back on the phones. Can you tell us a little bit about what happened this week on the campaign?
Yeah, so this week we kicked up our virtual campaigning up a notch, if that's even possible or if you can even believe that. We kicked the week off with endorsements from the New Democrat Coalition Action Fund and Stacey Abrams. On Tuesday, we won the Nebraska primary, so thank you to the voters there, and thank you for making your voice heard while also practicing safe social distancing. We really appreciate your support. We also officially launched our Soul Squad. So our Soul Squad is just online action takers like yourselves who are ready to organize and elect the vice president. And if you're ready to organize, search hashtag Soul Squad on Twitter and get connected with folks who are ready to do the same. You can also find a bunch of staff using that, and we'd love to talk to you guys about anything you want. We also announced the Biden-Sanders Unity Task Forces. This is a great way to just identify ways to build on our progress. We will meet before the Democratic National Convention in August to make recommendations to the platform and to the vice president. The goal here is to really just identify the most successful possible agenda for Democrats, and that's just including issues like climate change, criminal justice reform, the economy, education, healthcare, immigration, and so much more. I think I'm really excited about this because I think this really just unites so many people across the political spectrum and really just gets us pumped for November and really just to make the vice president president. And this week we had a packed number of virtual events. Dr. Biden virtually traveled to Pennsylvania and Arizona, so shout out to all the folks that joined us for events there. We really appreciate it. On Wednesday, Beto O'Rourke participated in a virtual Texas event with Students for Biden. Lots of great conversations about how to organize students and just organize your communities in general in today's current climate. On Friday, Maine higher education roundtables with the lovely Michelle Kwan. And we also had a Virginia organizing training with Mayor Pete Buttigieg. And today, educators in Colorado will be joined by Senator Amy Klobuchar for a writing and organizing workshop. And I don't know how the vice president does it, but he also had a very packed week. He sat down with Snapchat's Peter Hamby for an interview on Good Luck America. He appeared on Good Morning America and did a town hall on MSNBC with Stacey Abrams, and also did a live stream roundtable about COVID-19 with a few frontline governors. If you want to stay up to date, or if you're sitting there thinking, oh my God, so many events are happening, I hope you're coming to my state and I want to join, just go to joebiden.com/events, and you can find a ton of organizing events happening in your area. But that's enough for last week. We have a lot to look forward to. Courtney, do you want to fill them in?
There is so much going on this week. First up, tomorrow, we are hosting our very first grassroots strategy session with our campaign manager, Jen O'Malley Dillon. We are excited. She's going to give you all a readout on what we have in store in our pathway to victory in November. So really, really exciting. You can RSVP at joebiden.com/May17 to get all the details. But it's tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. You won't want to miss it. It'll be very, very exciting. Isha, are you tuning in?
Absolutely. I would not miss it.
I'm excited. The VP is also doing some more traveling this week, virtual traveling. And so he is hitting the road and going to Wisconsin this week, the virtual road, that is. So he'll do an issues roundtable, a rural issues roundtable with Congressman Ron Kine in La Crosse. And then there'll be a virtual rally in Milwaukee too. So you guys can get all the details on that at joebiden.com/events. Our organizers, and we're going to meet one of our organizers in a little bit. Her name is Jane, and she is amazing. So excited for all of you to hear about the events that she's hosting this week. But our organizers are still checking in on supporters, and they're making calls. You guys can make calls too and check in on supporters in your state at joebiden.com/call. So make sure that you're doing that and getting involved. And also they're hosting virtual events all weekend. So head to joebiden.com/events to find out what's happening in your area. Next week, we have 2 primaries next week, Isha.
Oh my God. Lots of those.
I know. I know. So the first one is Oregon, and their primary is on Tuesday, the 19th. So if you are in Oregon and you haven't returned your ballot yet, you have until 8 p.m. on Tuesday to do that. So at this point, you should drop it off at a contactless drop box, and you can find one at joebiden.com/Oregon Dropbox. But please, please, please make sure that you are safely voting for the primary. The next one that is coming up is on Friday, the 22nd, and that is Hawaii. And so ballots must be received by Friday, the 22nd in order for them to count in Hawaii. So please mail them back as soon as possible if you haven't already. So many things, Isha.
So many things. So many exciting things.
So many exciting things. Well, I think that we have Jane here now. So Jane is an organizer in the Mid-Atlantic region for our campaign, and we're really excited to welcome her to the show. Hey, Jane.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Tell our viewers a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so like you said, my name is Jane. I am originally from Connecticut and currently quarantining there. But I have been with the campaign since November, which seems like forever ago. So I started in the Des Moines area. I was organizing Ankeny, Iowa. For anyone who knows, it's about 20 minutes north of Des Moines. And, you know, it was so much fun. I've been able to see so much of the country, which has been awesome. I went from Des Moines to Las Vegas, Nevada, to Raleigh, North Carolina, and then to Columbus until we had to shut down our offices, unfortunately, because of all this stuff. But I'm back home in Connecticut with my family. They're going a little crazy with me making phone calls in the basement, but it's been really nice.
That's awesome. I think Isha's at home too with her family. I stayed in Philly. Tell us a little bit about how like the transition has been since we've gone virtual and your events and how organizing is working for you guys.
Yeah, so the day-to-day has obviously changed. I mean, I'm not going into the office every day. I don't have a commute anymore. And it's so surprising how much I miss that now. But it's, you know, frankly, very similar. We're still making phone calls or reaching out to people, you know, still making those great connections that we make as organizers, which is a lot of fun. The only difference is we're having Zoom calls instead of having meetings in the offices. So I've actually gotten to do a lot of really cool events since we've gone into quarantine. Especially since Soul Saturday. On Soul Saturday, I had this meeting with a bunch of people from South Jersey. And since that meeting, we've had regular ones, which is really cool that we're still able to meet. And all these people are really, really excited to get involved with the campaign. So the first event we met up, we talked about ways to get involved. And now we have kind of like homework assignments where people, you know, are going on to our action center and making phone calls or reaching out to other supporters. Or there's some people who also want to have their own virtual events. So we've been working off of that. So one event that we had on Soul Saturday has spiraled into all of these other things, which is really exciting.
That is awesome. We love our volunteers.
Yes, we do.
They are the best. If you are interested in volunteering, head to joebiden.com/volunteer and you will be connected with amazing people like Jane who will help plug you into the campaign. All right, guys, it's time to put you in the hot seat. Are you ready?
Born ready.
Okay, first question. What are you doing to stay healthy during quarantine?
I like to take very early morning walks when there's not a lot of people out, obviously with a mask on. But I think that's the one thing that's keeping me sane is just finding a time during the day to just get some fresh air and like just walk it off. But that's been my savior.
I hear you. It's such a it's been so nice out too.
Yeah.
That is perfect. Jane, what about you?
Mine's in a pretty similar vein. I'm lucky enough to have a bunch of hiking trails right behind my house, and no one's using it because like the weird hours that we have, I'm able to go out when everyone's normally working. So on my lunch break, I'll go take a walk and go down to the creek, which is really nice. Get to get my steps in, which us Northeasterners love.
That is perfect. All right, next question. Share a fun Joe Biden memory. Isha.
You know, mine's is actually from, I think the very first time I actually met him in New Hampshire. Courtney, you were there. I just remember being so nervous. I was still learning like kind of like the ropes of what to do with digital. And I just remember Courtney being, as he like pushing me towards him and being like, oh, like take a video of him. And he was ordering ice cream. And he just turns to look at me as I approach him. And I just thought I did something wrong. But instead, he just smiles and just goes, what do you think? Do we do chocolate chip again? And I just remember having a moment of like, he is such a cool, down-to-earth person who just loves ice cream. That's my favorite memory.
I love that. Jane, what about you? I'm sure you have some fun Iowa stories.
Yeah. So mine was also the first time I met Joe. It was in Perry, Iowa. He had just spoken to a bunch of different people. And I was so excited because it was such a last minute thing, but us organizers got to meet him. So we went down to the basement of this venue we were in and I got to shake his hand, but I was so overwhelmed with emotion that I like almost started crying. And we took this picture and there's like 5 or 6 organizers with Joe in the middle. And I'm just like this red tomato because I was just so excited to meet him. It's actually very mortifying.
Wait, my story is even more mortifying than that. Mine, I was in college and I went to school in DC and I went to a movie. So this was like when he was VP days. I went to a movie and like walked into the front door and was holding it for the person behind me and turned around and it was him and Dr. B. And I literally my jaw dropped and he like laughed in my face and was like, hello, and like went to see his movie. And it was mortifying. I had no words, was literally speechless. All right. Next question. Who is the first person you voted for?
I voted for the Obama-Biden administration in 2012. I was finally 18 and I was super excited.
That's awesome. What about you, Jane?
So I think it was 5th grade was when I was in 2008. Obama was running against McCain and we had this little pseudo election in my middle school. And I was the only kid to vote for Obama.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. Good first voting story. All right. Last one. And then we have the rapid response ones. Ready? Okay. If you could host a fun virtual event for your community, what would you do? This one's so easy for Jane.
You know, I hope it is easier for her. There's a lot of options. I know we have a lot of fun things going on. I've seen like yoga for Joe, where like people do yoga and talk about organizing. I've seen folks doing like a paint by the numbers thing while doing this. I really like cooking, so it'd be kind of cool to have like just a few people just like maybe making dinner and talk about what they're already doing for their communities or what we could be doing. So yeah, it'd be like cooking for Joe or something.
That's awesome. Jane, what about you?
Well, I might steal the cooking for Joe thing now, if that's okay. But I guess I'm going to do an event that I'm actually having coming up, which is a happy hour for Joe, which I'm really excited about. I'm lucky enough to have a volunteer working with me on it. And she used to be a bartender for like X amount of years. So she's going to teach us how to do like a Joe Biden themed cocktail while we do like Biden themed trivia and stuff like that and talk about how we're doing in quarantine. So I'm really excited for it.
I love that. And you need to circle back and give us that recipe.
Of course. Of course.
That's amazing. All right, here we go with the lightning round. Are you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, Jane, we're going to you first. Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Isha?
Pancakes.
Canvassing or phone banking?
Canvassing.
Phone banking.
Mm.
Getting your steps in. Sweater weather or sundress weather?
Sundress weather, always.
Sundress weather, for sure. Finally, we
There we go.
All right, last one. Bagels or donuts?
Bagels.
Bagels. Yes, of course.
Hands down.
I love it. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Jane. It was so lovely to have you. And I'm so excited for all of your events and to get that recipe.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me, guys. This is fun.
Yeah, it was so fun. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Isha, just us again.
Another great week in the books.
Another great week. We have so many things going on this week too. I hope everyone is ready to get involved. It's going to joebiden.com/action, finding ways to get involved in their community. It's a big week.
Yep, I'm already signing myself up for different events. In fact, I'm looking for that event that Jane mentioned right now on our events page. I'm going to
Yep. That sounds perfect. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this week. We will chat with you next week. And don't forget to join us tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern for our supporter summit. And you can find that online as well. But we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.